Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
All right, so yes, the last
Yes.
part where we left off, you had just had kind of,
We had a rest.
I guess, a forgettable battle with
Forgettable.
a rug and some office furniture and some rats.
Ooh, there's
And a
lots of
naked
symbols on that
statue.
page.
Dust gremlins.
Oh, yeah, real forgettable.
Naked statue.
And a naked statue. And
And
then,
I almost died.
Yeah, you had fallen through the floor.
fine.
And Fable almost died.
Fine.
I had
couple
a 50%
rolls away.
chance of dying.
So did Kira.
And you had just healed up a little bit, and you were talking about how bad of an idea that this was. And I think that's where we left off.
I don't know what any of you are talking about. I've had a great time.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Do you need any more alcohol? Thank you for your water skin.
Sure.
Well, I mean, so far, we've almost gotten ourselves killed, and we've accomplished nothing. But I'm glad that you're having fun.
I got some poison
Look, I'm just saying.
and smut.
I'm just saying. That's personal. I'm just saying. I think
you might be saying
we
less than I said.
we need to try to accomplish something, or else this was all for nothing.
Why are we here?
We were.
Tobias.
I don't.
Tobias.
We were gonna.
Why are you? Yeah.
I was here to do the landscaping.
They said you had to come here for something.
The
landscaping.
But,
Yeah, that's why he was coming. I just thought he could be our ride.
oh.
I don't know. I thought we'd
Let's
find
find the
something
Baron.
here.
How about that? Let's Baron find.
We
I
could
don't
all
know if you're looking right
go do
now,
the
but there's
landscaping
no
together.
Baron here. There's no one here.
Did we look everywhere in that tower?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
So the places you've checked were half of the upstairs before you fell through the floor or jumped through the floor with a flourish, depending. You haven't looked at anything downstairs. You have looked in 3 of the 4 levels of the tower. So,
See, we missed a level.
Okay, but with all the commotion that just happened, I think that if there was anyone here, they would have found us by now.
Why were they knocking on the door? Who was knocking on the door?
I think somebody was trying to get in.
Sounded like there was someone outside.
Is there a window like on the side of the door that we could peek through?
near the front door?
Yes.
All right, so you head up that way.
This is a door going outside?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was
It's the
just
front door.
Oh, I thought it was just like a door into another room.
It's you're in the hallway on the bottom level. It's really long. To your left, where you were taking your rest, was the dining room. To your right was a sort of entertaining type parlor or
Lounge.
drawing room. In the straight ahead of you was the foyer with the double staircase coming around on both sides,
Which one's the up?
and the entrance sitting
Rupert.
straight in front that way. So Whik goes over, looks. There is a window next to the door, but like every other window in this house, it's shuttered.
Oh.
So,
My 18 perception roll was not enough.
I mean, there's not really anything to see because the shutters are on the outside of the glass. So,
I would like to investigate the room that I'm in.
well, you're in the hall unless
So-
you've kind of moved into the drawing room or the dining room.
I'll go into the drawing room.
So just
Okay.
to be clear, we're all just gonna keep doing this. We're not gonna go home. We're all on board with just
Well, I mean, we're kind of
Wandering
on the
around.
first floor now. We have to go somewhere we haven't been yet just to get out, so we may as well explore.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just making sure.
If you want to go, we can go. You're investigating in the
3.
I'm glad I have permission from the 12-year-old to leave if I so desire. Come
There's
on.
lots of dust all over the floors and rat prints. In the
I killed
dust.
those.
There's a big
Chess?
big table. There's some chairs with little side tables around the room. Some candles.
I take my pitchfork and I stab the table.
Okay.
Do you have to give him the character voice?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So
you slowly just becoming
once or
Umi?
repeatedly.
One good time.
Okay. So you stab in real good to the top of the table. Yeah. a few things kind of scatter to the floor as you do so, like a candle, a book.
Oh, on tomatoes.
You reach down under the table, or kind of fell down beside the table, and you look beside the dust, and there is a little book there, and it says,
What to expect when you're expecting tomatoes?
you want me to write another DM's Guild guide about tomato raising, don't you?
Uh-huh.
It's Baron Leopold's Gift.
Who's Leopold?
Read it.
Okay.
It might be the Baron we're looking for.
You thumb through it,
Might be
and
another
this is
one of
about.
those.
This is a book about how the Baron Leopold, trying to cultivate favor with the gods of Arcadia, willed some land to the Arcas monastery. Basically, he said, as you flip through, that the land within 2,000 acres of the monastery is theirs to farm and do as what they please in perpetuity, and that he only left sort of a very small area of land around the manor house, kind of in the town, to his ancestors. You notice this because this was sort of the page that has the spine broken into it, so as soon as it fell onto the floor, it just kind of opened to that spot, and there's sort of markings and stuff in the margins of the book that sort of highlights this. It sort of directs you to some of this information.
So they can't take our crops anyways. Not legally.
Yeah, and there's other stuff in it too about it's kind of haughty in terms of how Leopold really thought that he was doing something for the gods, and he thought that he would be retain some of his power when maybe he went to the fields of Arcadia, or at least be granted an estate there where he could live. And he sort of gets into from the legal thing of what he's leaving into the realm of fairy tale of what he'd like to happen to him when he gets to Arcadia, and it sort of rambles on after that.
Well, I
Sounds
found
like
the
a cool
will.
guy.
What an asshole.
Well, maybe. But it's the will. That's something, right?
Oh, this is great for us. but-
Yeah, I mean, you know what they say, where there's a will, there's a way.
So let's take them to court.
And now, the next hour, the court
Fantasy
case.
Judge
Dunk, dunk.
Judy.
Dunk, dunk.
All right, but what class would Judge Judy be?
Paladin.
Warlock. Next question.
Hellish rebuke.
Okay.
All right, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's move forward.
I still say paladin.
I guess
she
I
have
guess
re-
I'm gonna
do they
ask.
have
I guess I'm
review?
gonna be like, you know what? I have nothing to lose at this point. So, Shea, you want to try out the magic flute?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to try out the magic flute.
All right. Let's roll a performance check.
Play this song, and I pull out the music that I stole from earlier.
22.
Do you play that song or a different song?
Sure.
Play party rock anthem.
That's what it is. The classic.
Okay.
I play jazz flute a la Ron Burgundy.
Okay. It's real flowery, guys. It's kind of hard to watch, but there's a lot of talent there, as you can see, probably with Shea. There are backflips, not physical ones, but in the sort of tones that are being.
I thought I was doing like a Lindsay Sterling
But
thing.
actually, as you are doing it, the notes are visible, and they are coming out of the end of the, and you're making sort of these illusory waves all around you, and they sort of start to gather and circle around you, and those are sort of the things doing the flips. And after playing it for a little while, it would be enough to realize that this is called the Instrument of Illusions, which is actually in Xanathar's guide. So
I'm not the only one seeing this, am I?
No, that's definitely there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you all are sort of drawn to that drawing room and sit down in the couple of chairs that are in the room and listen for a little while.
Whik
We'll
I
say
noticed
that's sort
that
of
you
part
put.
of your
I
long
noticed.
rest.
I noticed that you've put my flute in your pocket, and in case you were wondering, yes, you can keep it. You're so welcome.
Well, thank you.
Whik is trying to touch one of the notes as it's floating around.
Okay, when you do, it kind of pops almost like a bubble.
Cool. Keep playing. Keep playing.
So you're playing, sort of maybe
We have to
walking
move
around
on
the
to
room,
next
and Wick
bit.
is just
So now I'm
And
pumping
amazing.
the notes as
Lindsay
they come
Sterling playing Ron Burgundy jazz flute.
out, and the
Party rock anthem.
That's right.
Illithid is dancing
9.
poorly, but tentacularly as well.
And Whik is just popping all the notes.
Okay. Just imagine some drunken kung fu music note popping. So that's pretty fun.
Wild. Okay. Anyway,
Do you guys want to go look in the kitchen?
Fine.
is that the next place?
Are you just trying to find more tomatoes?
Perhaps.
He's not a tomato hoarder. He grows the tomatoes.
He's a tomato maker.
He's been pretty focused on tomatoes since we got here.
Yeah, but he's focused on like growing the tomatoes. He's not just trying to get all the tomatoes he can get. If anything, he's trying to distribute the tomatoes.
Silhouette pulls out half of kind of a smushed tomato. She goes, "I'm still working on mine.
Is it still good?
It's a little
linty.
juicy. It's okay."
Here, you got a little blood on it, and I take one of my tentacles and wipe it off.
But leave a little slime.
And she
Leave a
just
little
kind of
slime.
wraps it back in the handkerchief and puts it back in her bag.
Mm.
Sleight of hand.
Some for later. You're gonna take it.
on the floor.
You're gonna try to take it.
No, sleight of hand, and she drops it on the floor.
That would be
No,
her
no.
decision.
No. Okay, so
That's
you
why
want to
it
go to the
wasn't a
kitchen.
Mm.
All right, so you walk out. Again, the dining room's right in front of you. You go down the
6.
hall a little ways, and make a right. There's a very small kitchen. Looks like maybe a couple of people could work in here at the same time, with a big kind of center island. There's a lot of pots and pans hanging up on the walls. A lot of them are burned up.
Tomato-based cookbooks.
With a 6, I think there's again, you sort of have this elation for a moment of, oh, there's one. It says, oh no, it says potato.
Ugh, and I throw it in a trash can.
Okay, clang over into the waste bucket in the corner.
And the trash can throws it back. Roll for initiative.
You found my mimic. Yeah, that's about it.
Exciting.
All right. Well, do you guys want to do
I mean,
anything else?
next room. What's up? What's next? Next room.
Yeah, so you just sort of start picking your way around the manor, I'd say, for the most part, right?
But
You
we still
pop-
need to be careful. We know there's at least one other thing here, person, whatever was outside.
Right.
I
Is
mean,
it
but it's
inside?
outside.
Are you guys stealthing around, or how are you moving
I
through the
am.
manor?
I'm
not.
stealthing.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't.
I might be trying to stealth, but
I don't see a point in it at this point. If you are stealthing, I'm rolling my eyes at you.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll let the cannon fodder go on, and I'll just follow along them stealthily.
the cannon
Alright.
fodder that is essential to our plot.
You've
I
got
don't know
a couple of servants' quarters. There's a place like where they would stay. There's the stairs that go down to the smelly cellar.
Are there any like clothing?
The
that's-
smeller.
Wow. Wow. What was
Haven't
I
we
even
already-
saying?
Haven't we already been
Clothes?
there though?
Is there any clothing that's not like totally destroyed?
Everybody, just for the lower floor, the whole lower floor, roll an investigation check.
16.
10.
11.
15.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you would stumble, Shea, into the cloakroom near the entrance. So there are some clothes hanging up in there,
Okay.
particularly, usually outerwear, some boots, coats, cloaks, and capes. And you had a 15.
Yeah.
One of the coats looks, it was actually like a set of clothes. It doesn't look rotted or dirty or dusty like most of the other clothes do.
Sweet. What kind of clothes?
They are kind of noblemen's clothes. So sort of like many ruffles and sort of gold accents and things
I'll
on
go ahead
them.
and take those and shove them in my bag.
Okay. You can write down, as you get them, the reason that they're still shiny is basically their clothes of mending. They kind of fix themselves.
Sweet.
All right. You had 16. I think while you're looking around in the servants' quarters, you find there's sort of this little panel on the side of the wall, and it just leads to a really small closet. And in that closet, it's mostly junk. Again, it's kind of clothes that have been rotted away and moth-eaten and things like that. But there is a journal from one of the servants who stayed here. And it's pretty old. It's not from kind of the current Baron. It's from the previous one. And it looks like this servant was sleeping with the Baron's wife. And he's got saucy details about it in this particular journal.
That'll
read
come
all
in.
those.
That'll come
All right,
in
there's
real
a
handy later.
particularly interesting scene as you are flipping through where they are actually involving, I should say maybe a juicy scene, where they are involving tomatoes in their foreplay.
No. Moving on. I rolled a 10.
And there are a lot of
Exquisite.
Metaphors about
this
tomatoes.
is the worst thing I've ever had to endure with my own two human
His
ears.
tomatoes, her tomatoes.
Break me off a piece of that. I turned to page
I-
69.
I
They're just in the juice and seeds
No.
of tomatoes at this point on the floor of the
God.
pantry.
Oh.
And again, it's pretty steamy. And then they hear sort of the walking of the other servant, this servant's wife, who lives in the house outside. And they have to sit there kind of in the tomato juice, trying not to make any noise,
literally-
as the servant wife prepares a meal for the Baron in the kitchen.
This is the worst thing I've ever had to endure.
A tomato soup.
Okay, he rolled a 16. If that's what he gets for a 16, don't even bother telling me what I got for a 10.
I put the book in my bag.
Okay. You have it. A tomato
God.
smut book.
Just the worst possible way. Just the worst. So there's nothing useful on this floor. Okay.
I got some nice clothes. I mean,
I got something useful. I got information about the past Baron.
Oh,
you
really?
did?
What
Cool.
about him?
What?
I'll explain it when you're older.
I'm like practically an
People
adult at this
always
point,
say
and it
that
doesn't
to me.
matter.
I'm
Please,
17.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like I think.
It's pornography.
Shea.
Oh,
My
on.
real human reaction was actually to go
well, you can have a little look.
Okay, suddenly,
Don't mind the tomato seeds.
I cast.
It's not all about tomatoes.
Just saying, I cast Hellish Rebuke because that did a point of psychic damage to me.
That's your call. If you want to deal that damage, that's up to you.
I'm not that into tomatoes, but okay.
I mean,
Okay,
neither am I, but look at how they're preparing
can
them.
we go up the stairs now?
Sure.
I walk away.
All right, so you go up the double spiral staircase. I think I'll just do the same thing for the second floor because you guys have pretty well. I'll
18.
give you the hint. You pretty well cleared out my dungeon in terms of baddies.
Critical failure.
14. She's disturbed by all the
14's not bad.
tomato
Is there a
seeds.
pair of
I'm
fancy-
so
she is.
upset. I'm so upset by the tomato talk that I can't think straight.
That's good. So Fable doesn't really find anything. There's some art hanging up on the balcony, some tapestries and things, and everywhere you look now, it just seems like you're seeing tomatoes, even though they're not there. What was your number?
14.
Okay. You're checking out kind of the statues, and there is a suit of armor and some art kind of in the hallway where the floor has buckled through. There's still some room where you can kind of walk around the side, but it doesn't look like anything super interesting.
Jump across the hole in the floor so I'm not passing by the armor.
Okay. So that brings you over to the side where the statue was, and there's still sort of like the pedestal of it there, where the rock thing had moved across. But it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot to find there. What did you roll, Shea?
I rolled a 10.
A 10. You've kind of been through there. You're going to be in kind of the guest. There's 2 guest bedrooms, and you just look around, and you do find kind of classy looking hat with a feather in it. It's pretty beat up, but overall,
Oh, beat up? No thanks.
yeah,
Doesn't go with
that's about
anything
all you
else.
find. And then what did you have?
18.
Okay. In the master bedroom, you find, just for you, I'm going to say you find the noble ladies version of the same journal
Oh my god.
that you found downstairs. So now you have it from two perspectives on the affair that she was having with the
Why did they
servant
both
here.
feel the need to keep such
In a
immaculate
secret-
records?
A secreted
think
place
immaculate
in
is the
her
correct
cupboard.
term.
You also find in there just an ivory comb that is also in that drawer.
Can I find some? Are there any fancy boots around? So
There
I could
are
show the
boots.
people at the gate. That
Okay.
I did get some fancy boots.
There were some boots in the cloakroom that Shea would have saw. They're not brand new or anything, but so the leather might be a little brittle on your feet, but they are still. At one point, they were fancy boots.
fancier than mine.
Yes, definitely.
I kick my
Oh,
boots
hey,
off and just slide into the other ones.
Do you want these? You can really impress those assholes back at the gate.
I would love them.
Here you
Thank you. And I slip into them.
Okay. They fit.
Did you roll to see if the shoes
No.
fit?
What's everybody's passives again? Passive perceptions.
18.
I should have wrote those down. but I-
12.
13.
Is mine really that?
Mine's worse.
Mine's
No,
mine's
wait,
12.
That's
No.
not great.
Math.
That's all of you see. Silhouette, grab something off of the desk in the room where you had the battle with all of the furniture. The desk was relatively untouched, and she attempts to sort of secret it away inside a pocket.
What you got there, kiddo?
Oh, the characters. I thought we saw a silhouette.
No.
I was about ready to whip a dagger at it.
Oh, come on, Shay. What? I found. Look, there are some letters here.
Oh yeah, what
I thought
what
that
are
they were
those letters?
interesting.
What are they?
More smut?
No.
So
And she
angry.
kind of blushes.
So angry.
No.
What? Hand it over.
There are things here from.
Fennec? Baron
No,
Fennec?
no, they're to Fennec. A number of letters. But some of them were
Like A.
never even opened.
B.
It was like he opened this one and then just left. It's from. Give me a second to consult my notes.
His notes on
Whik is
letters.
about half a second away from just whipping it out of her hands.
He'd still have to consult his notes.
Yes.
That would save us literally 0 time.
But in game.
In case we
Oh,
did,
this is
I
from
still
what we
rolled
did
really
already.
bad.
It's a letter from Baron Guilford. He was asking Fennec for supplies. Something. There's a few letters from him. It looks like here.
He
Wrapped.
was asking us for stuff too, right?
No,
Demanding.
Fennec
Props,
was.
yeah.
I think Fennec was.
Yeah, yeah.
So Guilford is another baron under the same kind of control of the count of the area. So he's a peer of Fennec. And he was, according to this letter, Silhouette kind of tells you, he was asking the baron for some supplies. It looked like maybe he was trying to make a move against the count.
Okay.
Whik wants to take the other letters and look at them.
Okay. There are some underneath that had never been open, like she said, and there are a variety of sort of things that they talk about. Some that are just kind of letters about trade. One that is actually from the Baron's mother that, as you flip
Why?
through, kind of paints him as a little bit of a sissy, I guess, in terms of she's kind of controlling some of the things that he's doing. She's not asking him or giving him suggestions. She's telling him what he needs to do. I guess more of like a pushover, I guess I should say.
Well, isn't he still a kid?
No, he's not a kid.
Oh, that was the impression I had before. That
I think
he was
Eric called him a boy, but he's
Yeah.
he's probably you would know he's probably in his late 20s. So he's definitely older than all of you, except for
Except
Toby.
for me.
But for the most part, the other letters are not anything particularly of use. They're like invoices and things like that.
Boring.
Can I keep one of the letters that has the Baron's handwriting on it? And I wanna keep the letter
Which
from-
Baron?
The
Guilfour
I suck
or
at names,
Fennec?
dude.
Guilfour or
The
Fennec?
one whose house you're in,
I'll
there
keep-
are no letters of.
Okay, I'll keep the one from his mom then.
Okay, yes.
Nice.
When I was reading through it, I did take note of that too.
Of the
Yes.
handwriting? Okay.
Forgery?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yay! We're forgery buddies.
Makes sense. But that's
Classic NPC move.
That's pretty
pinching
much-
the bridge of your nose.
pretty much it.
All right. Well,
Well, is this everything, or is
We-
there something
So
we're
we
forgetting?
found that this other guy was asking for the supplies, and where's the Baron?
I mean,
Fennec?
Yes.
I don't know where he's gone. Eric said he wasn't here. It certainly doesn't look like he's been here.
which is great.
So who's asking for our food? What is this even about?
I think that he owns the land.
No, not according to that book. He doesn't.
Didn't
the
he-
monastery owns the land now?
Did he think that he owned the land?
But what happened to him?
Something's happened, but he never lived here, is what they said.
Yeah, I think he inherited this place and just never cared to really live in it. Maybe he lives at the Count's court. I don't know.
So we came here to threaten nobody?
I mean, yeah,
Whoops.
kinda.
I just thought we were looking for stuff.
So
And
this
look, we
letter thing
found-
says that the belongs to us. Words are hard tonight.
No, the letter's just Guilfour asking.
No, not
The
those
will.
letters. It's a will.
The will.
Okay.
That was a whole book.
Book
Yeah.
with the will saying that the fields and stuff within 2,000 acres of the
The
monastery
monastery.
belong to the monastery.
I mean, that's
Oh,
something.
cool. Then that's plenty. Let's just bring that back and give it to
Yeah, totally worth risking our lives for.
Azuri.
well,
They don't have to burn the fields down.
Yeah, let's not.
They already didn't have to. They were never going to. I told you guys. Come
Well,
on.
now they don't have to at all. Even if Kai may have.
But how do we
Hi-
how do we get this information to them? It's not like we can just say, "Oh, by the way, we broke into their house. Here's proof that."
Whik points to
Toby.
Tobias.
Isn't-
Toby.
Won't that make him lose his job?
this job
He's
is the
so-
only thing I've ever.
He saw
Love.
the back was all like messed up or whatever, and so he went aside and he's like, "Hey, is there anybody okay?" And he found this book on the floor. Maybe.
I still think I'd probably lose my job. Unless you would
We-
put in a nice word for me
Oh
for
yeah,
the
we would
monks.
definitely would.
I don't understand
Right.
why we can't just own up to it. No one lives here anyway. There's no point.
We're not.
And
Really
it was really fun.
supposed to go out like this.
No, we're not supposed to go out like this, but we did, and it wasn't my idea, but we did.
It
so
was
at this
fun.
point, if
Yeah, but
we're
right
gonna be
now-
in trouble anyway,
No,
they're
right
gonna
now-
find out. We're gonna get in trouble anyway. So we
They're
might
not
as well
gonna find out. We're
come
not in
home the
trouble yet.
heroes with the will. Like then maybe they won't be mad at us.
This was
We
totally
can't just
fun, by
make
the way.
Tobias take the fall for us.
Oh, who says he's taking the fall? He's just like, I found this.
No, I would
So
be taking the
if
fall.
we show them the information, we're heroes. If Tobias shows them the information, he's going to lose his job.
Well, I mean, we're gonna
That's
get.
racism.
I'm not.
That's too good.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying that we wouldn't get in trouble. I'm just saying it would. We probably
Let's
wouldn't
just
get
make
in
Eric-
as bad trouble.
Let's just make sure Eric's had something to drink.
I mean,
How
it
about
doesn't
this?
matter what we do because we need to get out of here.
From what I've heard, it's best for monks. Monks need to seek meditation and tranquility, right? Well, I need some
Sure.
help with the landscaping still, now that I'm behind, and I would love some help from you kids. It would make it go a lot faster.
I'm not really the manual labor type.
I'm not really a kid.
Well, I'm not really the adventuring type, but I came in this stupid house with you kids.
Of your own free will?
Fine. Do you have any alcohol?
No.
I'm always up for gardening.
Thank you, Sil.
Fine, we'll help you garden, and then we'll go back to the monastery, and someone will show this to the monks.
I mean, you can help him garden. I don't really like being out in the sun that much.
The sun is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you.
It's warm.
All right.
How can you not like the sun?
I don't know. I just like it better in the shadows.
Shay, if we
That's
all...
the weirdest thing I've seen today, and I
The-
saw a chest try to eat a
Master-
mind flayer.
Yeah, that's totally not the weirdest thing you've seen today, kid.
Shay,
Master Night
there's a
Flower
part
Bloom
that I have
person
to-
lady says that she likes the night better anyways. So I mean, it's okay if some people like the
There's
I
night
love
a
the
part
night,
that I
too.
have to garden in the shade.
But I love the
You
sun
can have
more.
that. If each of us do one bush, we'll be done in 20 minutes.
Is this like a power of friendship thing you got going on here? Or
No, I had a job.
you still do have a job. You're not in trouble.
till we get back to the monastery.
You don't have
Why
to
are we
know.
arguing over gardening? Oh my god.
This is how we stretch it out past a one shot right here. Gardening arguments.
All right. So,
Fine.
The house is falling apart. We really have to do the gardening for a house that's about to burn
Just
down?
in the front.
That's
There's like 5
actually,
weeks to pull.
Shay makes a great point. If we burn the house down, no more garden.
Hey,
Down the house.
arson.
No, no.
You know what? Actually, now that I said
drinking
it aloud,
and arson, I am hanging out with the cool kids.
now that I said, now that I said it aloud, it doesn't sound good. Also,
No, that's
you
a
weren't
great
supposed to be
idea.
drinking.
That's a great idea. You still have alcohol.
All right, can we
No.
go? Can we leave?
Yeah.
Yes.
We gardening.
I would like to leave now.
All right. How you gonna go? Back out the way you came?
Out the front
Out
door.
the front door.
We have to be careful. There's something still out there.
You go to the
Okay.
front door, and it's locked.
Can I unlock it?
I can try with my thieves' tools.
Try. Mm-hmm.
Why do you have these tools?
You don't know what happened in the big city.
Are you an urchin too?
What happens in Fantasy Vegas?
I double my proficiency.
You have expertise.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Jeez.
that's 12, 14, that's a 16.
It does not open. You
Man,
get
this
the
lock
idea
is really
that it
stuck.
should have, but that there's something making it more difficult to unlock.
I think
Break
it-
the doorknob
You've
off.
encountered.
I think it might be magical. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
you do. Like with your strength, it's pretty high. So eventually, you just crank the doorknob off.
Okay, maybe
and the
it's not
door
magical.
stays shut.
Maybe it is magical.
It looks like it's been locked with some sort of arcane device.
Okay, fine. Let's go out the same way we came in then.
You head back up the stairs, avoid the hole in the floor, walk past the place where the rock statue was, and go back up through the tower into the sort of the. Wait, no, you didn't go up. You didn't come in through the greenhouse. You came in through the trap door, right?
Did we go in the greenhouse? Have we visited the greenhouse?
Yeah, that was where all the
mushroom.
fungus and stuff was. That was the way you could
We
have
came
gotten
in
in
What
through
about
the
the
broken
one spot
window.
that we didn't check
Huh?
in the
There was
tower?
a first floor on the tower. we never went
That
to.
you checked. That was the servants' dining. I didn't mention it, but when I had you do the investigation for the bottom floor, that was the servants' dining room.
Let's
So
just go
we've-
out the
we've-
same window
we've
we
cleared
came
the
in.
manor.
You've
Okay.
looked in every room of the
Okay.
manor at this point. Yes.
Fine, let's go outside. This window look okay? Push open at a shutter.
Why can't we just do the same
Well,
window
you went
that
through
we
the
came
trap.
in?
You came through the trap door above the servants' quarters. That was the roof access. So you go up the little ladder and you go back out onto the roof, and eventually get back down in the
Parkour.
back of the manor.
Oh, look, a weed. I
Uh,
pick it
when
and
you
I throw it
do-
at him.
The guards, the two
Oh.
guards, are sort of making a path around the house. And with your really high passive perception, you would see him while you were still up on the roof. One of them sort of come around the back side of the house.
But I came down.
No, I guess you haven't come down yet.
Okay.
When we come down,
When
I
you're
think
getting
we're
ready
gonna
to
throw
come
it at
down.
I'm
him.
going to point out the guards to my friends
Mm-hmm.
and say, do we want to go down? Or, I mean, I know we can't stay up here forever, but maybe they'll get bored and leave.
Are they guarding an empty house though?
It sure seems like it.
Or they hurt us.
That's kind of weird.
We were kind of loud.
I kind of want to ask them
Kind
why
of
they-
loud.
Well-
Wanna, you was a loud one.
I didn't want to say anything, but you were really loud.
Can't we
throw-
just ask them why they're guarding an empty house?
No.
No, I don't think that we can. That doesn't
Why?
sound very smart. They don't hear us.
Whistling.
Do we just go down?
Yeah, let's just go down. I'm sure we can sneak around them.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace then.
Okay. You're going to try to sneak where?
Back to the wagon?
Yeah.
All right. roll stealth checks.
Add 10. Everybody add 10.
Yeah, you get to add 10 plus what you normally get to add.
I'm sad I rolled a 22.
Still got a
32.
18.
22.
26.
27.
37.
Shit.
What? 2, 5.
We forgot who Silhouette even was.
27 plus 10. It was a natural 20.
Somehow
Times
loudly
2.
sneaking thoroughly past the guards and disappointed that they still don't see me.
And what were some of the other numbers? I was too busy trying to add to 30.
32.
26.
27.
Okay, everybody's
18.
fine.
Really? Wow. That's awesome.
You're all fine. Like, you just wait for him to go by. And he's just kind of like, where the I know that
Oh, I should've gotten
tentacle
some
man was here, and his
wire-
wagon's still here.
I should have gotten some wire out of the damn piano.
Yeah.
Opportunity wasted.
Right after he goes around the corner, all of you come down, and quickly before the other guard comes around, if he's coming around, before the other guard comes back, you hightail it over to the wagon.
Why are they guarding an
Easy.
empty house?
Now, Tobias, you can go out and find out what they want. If they're hostile, we can just kill them. But
No, we're not killing anybody.
if they're
We can
hostile,
incapacitate
killing
them.
anybody.
if they're going to try to kill us, we're going to try to kill them right back.
well, we're gonna try
Why
to
would they
neutralize
kill
him.
them?
Can we just
but
incapacitate them and then they
can
can
we
wake
just,
up in an
like,
hour?
not kill anyone?
Why does everybody kill?
Let's plant
That's
the
a very
roses.
Calvin thing to say.
I don't want to plant
Oh
roses. I
gosh,
want to
these
get out of
things. I
here.
forgot they stabbed me in the arse
What?
What?
when I jumped in the wagon.
The roses are still
You
there.
just jumped in?
No.
Oh.
Earlier, several hours ago.
Yeah.
Seriously, shouldn't Tobias just go talk to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll look, Tobias. We'll help you after you talk to them.
You've got the boots.
Just go ask.
I do have the boots. All right, I'll go talk to them.
Can the rest of us hide in the wagon, like while he does that?
Slowly sharpening my teeth.
Okay. So you walk back around the front of the house. One guard's still at the entrance, or he's back there at the entrance, and one is sort of slowly patrolling, and then he walks over to the other one, and you see them start to talk.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Mr. Tentacle? Was that what you wanted us to call you?
It's Tobias.
Squiggly face.
No, it's just Tobias.
Well, we looked around for you. We didn't see you doing any of your gardening. Things pretty much still look the same. I guess we
I-
couldn't have expected too much from a squiggly face.
I had to take a pee break. And I had to put on my...
It's been also, just for perspective, about 2.5 hours.
All right, that's fine.
He's an illithid. You don't know what the anatomy's going on there.
Fair enough.
And I had to put on my fancy boots to show you.
Oh, look at that. He thinks he's wearing Those are kind of fancy boots. Those aren't that fancy, those boots. They're fancy enough that you owe me a copper piece because you said the next person that came by wouldn't have fancy boots. Not that he wasn't going to be wearing them. And it looks like old Squiggleface has some fancy boots, so
See,
pay up.
It's not Squiggle Face.
But it is.
But it's... You know what?
But I
please
will have
stab
to
the assholes?
acquiesce that your
Oh, I don't
boots
think you're here.
are pretty fancy.
Thank you. Is that it?
Well, are you done here? Because we'd like to go home and lock the gate. And we were just trying to be nice and not lock your squiggly face in here.
I'll be done in about 10 minutes.
Ask them why they were guarding
Fine.
an empty house.
Why are you locking the gate anyway?
To keep out the thieves
Crazy.
and squatters.
Isn't this house empty,
Students.
though?
Yeah, that's why it tends to attract squatters.
Hmm.
But we can't rightly get inside too easily anyway. It's kind of a cushy job, to be honest.
Cushy job for cushy people. Have a nice day.
You too, Squiggleface.
All right. And I go back and I say,
Do you think that was an insult? I don't know.
they're hostile.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to need me some
Did they try to hurt
Do
you?
they know that we were in there?
No. Not that I could figure, but they seem pretty hostile.
Can we just knock them out? Even if we don't kill them? Can we just knock them out, please? Come on, come on, come on. Come on, Fable, come on.
We probably shouldn't kill them, though.
Yeah, just knock them out. And then give them an hour, they'll be fine. Come on, Fable. Fable, come on.
I never said you couldn't knock anyone out. I'm not
It's
your
so
boss.
boring. And yes, let's go.
Shea's already stealthing.
Whik is following, not so stealthily behind.
Wait, but isn't that
But
going to alert
first,
them to
the
the fact that we're
flowers.
here? They didn't know we were here. If we knock them out, aren't they going to know we were here?
No, you're
Fable's
Thieves,
right.
thieves. They
Let's
said
do the
thieves.
flowers and head back to the monastery.
Can I
You don't
roll
see
to do the
silhouette.
flowers as quickly as possible?
Everybody just goes.
Where's Silhouette? I cast message
How far
to
does
Silhouette.
she have to be for pass without trace?
I wasn't prepared for
Cast
that.
message to Silhouette.
You have to be able to point at her.
I have to be able to point at her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I point that way.
30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 feet.
So for now, she has a 35, and soon she will have a 25.
Silhouette?
Dude, we don't see her.
Silhouette, come back here.
And she pokes out from behind the rose bushes in the cart. What?
What are you doing?
I was hiding.
Why?
Talking about people dying.
We're not killing anyone.
Yeah, we're not killing anyone.
No, not today.
I knew
I
that.
just wanted to knock them out.
One day. Please do. But today is not that day.
Can we come back tomorrow?
Sure?
Yes.
Maybe we can just get them to lose their jobs.
Just leave
See,
me
they're
out
really
of this,
bad job.
please.
I'm wearing a wire. I lift up my shirt. And I've got tentacles. It's a funny joke, maybe.
Maybe instead of killing them, we can just ruin their lives.
That would be ideal. Thank you. But let's focus on the flowers and then get to the
So
monastery.
you're really just not going to take us home until you plant these stupid flowers?
Nope.
Okay.
Fine.
So we stealthily, all of you stealthily plant the rose bushes.
I don't have
and-
to stealth. I can whistle.
Yeah. Actually, most of them would be up in front of the house, so you'd probably have to do it if you didn't want anybody to get seen.
Oh, all right.
Because they don't care too much about the back of the house.
Plus 10 for
I'm gonna
pass without trace, right?
Well, are you being stealthy?
And you're
Oh.
not within 30 feet of me.
If you're just planting them, you can easily just...
Okay.
It'll probably take you an hour.
An hour? I thought it was like 10 minutes.
And they're just watching the whole time, like,
I'm going to sit on the cart,
the
eating one of his
longest
tomatoes,
10 minutes.
just slowly
of
kicking my leg
life.
back and forth, just watching him do all the work himself.
Okay.
All right. Back to the monastery.
Want to go home. This has been the longest night, morning,
Day.
day.
Yeah, so it's probably getting close to noon as you get back in the cart, hide, and Tobias leads the cart away. So, finally. Oh, boy, did you do a job with them rose bushes. I do have to admit.
Well, thank you.
It's a shame it's on a place like this. Evening, Squiggle Face.
Evening.
Didn't you just say it's almost noon?
We're quitting. We only came to open up the gate for the farmer and the gardener.
Have a wonderful day.
Wake up.
And it's Tobias, by the way.
Sure it is.
It is.
They lock the gate as you pull through and start walking away toward the actual part of town.
I'd
that
like
this is
to,
on the
as we're
outside of.
leaving, I'd like to minor illusion once more and put a sign on one of the guards' backs that says "Kick me."
All right.
Nice.
No, it
Does
won't
that
last
Are you
say-
very
feeling
long.
your
yeah.
inner Trixie?
Okay.
Maybe.
You do.
Okay.
And they
Nice
walk
one.
off sort of the opposite direction as you guys, as they head into the town and sort of the manor houses between town and the monastery.
I'm Eva, and you're listening to the Date Night Podcast. If you're interested in our homebrew items, class and race options, and other unique things about our show, you can get more information about most of them from our friendly neighborhood Game Moms Dungeon Master Guild titles. Some of them are offered free or pay what you want, and others are just a few dollars that are used to help support the show. You can find all of the titles by going to our website, d8nightpodcast.com, and clicking on the store tab, or by searching for Will Mayer on dmsguild.com. There are titles like The Path of Fury for the Barbarian, which I think is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Rules for Building Your Own Homunculus. Bloodlines, A Guide to New Playable Races, Backgrounds, and Feats. And Crinkle Fire Touches, Guides to the Homebrew Magic Items made for our campaign. Now let's get back to the action and hear what's in store next for our dumb idiots.
Eventually, you make it back to the monastery of Arcas, back to your house on the outside, and back eventually through the gates. Are you going to try to stealth back through the gates, or are you guys just walking?
You
Not
can't
really
just- you
gates,
can't
but
get
the
us in the
openings of the
gates?
hedges.
Can I get them in the gate?
Sure, you want to bring the whole cart in?
Yeah, but I gotta pick up a couple tomatoes for the kiddos before I come in.
Yeah. So you stop
Passing out
back at your
tomatoes
place.
like candy.
You're the
gather-
best, Mr. Tobias.
Gather up tomatoes in your tentacles, and oh boy, are those kids excited. Forget candy, you have tomatoes.
Oh,
And the kids, a couple of them, like, we want tomatoes, we want to, and most of them are just kind of like looking and a little unsure because there are probably stories that go around among the kids like, I don't know if we should trust that tentacle guy.
Well, I hand out my tomatoes to everyone in the same way, and I smile. And after they take a tomato, I use my tentacle and like give them a little pet on the head,
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
and
Nope.
maybe
Nope.
a pat on the back.
Nope. How to Catch a Predator. Nope.
Have a good day, kiddos.
Thanks, Mr. Tobias.
You're welcome.
You grow the best tomatoes, Mr. Tobias.
Oh, I know. That's what love and care does. And patience. The patience of a monk, you might say I have.
As you
Is anyone listening?
clatter the wagon into town, or into the monastery, where are you headed, all of you? Where
Back
would you
to my
go?
room?
Yeah, you're going back to kind of the
I mean,
quarters
we're already
area,
back inside
or-
the monastery. We're allowed to be in here. So
Yeah. But I've been up for the past, I don't know, very long time, and I kind of want to go to bed.
Obviously nonchalantly swaggering back towards the brew house
I mean, I'll go get some lunch.
Okay.
Anybody else hungry?
at like 5
Don't
o'clock.
you have to show anyone the will, or
I don't have it.
We haven't worked out who's going to do that
Didn't you
yet.
have it?
Wait. Who has silhouette?
I'm right here.
You got to stop disappearing like that, kid.
I was just standing next to you.
You're very quiet.
Who had the book?
I mean, I'll do it. I just don't want to lose the best thing that I've ever had.
Well,
Fine,
go.
I take it.
We'll go. Okay, fine. We'll go.
Well, if you think it'll help me become a monk,
Look,
I
if
would
they're
love-
happy, we'll put in a good word for you, and if they're upset, we won't mention you. Just don't tell anyone about this, okay, Tobias?
you've got it.
All right, so about this time in the courtyard where you're kind of splitting up to go your separate ways, anybody who has a passive perception higher than 13, this is what you see. You see Eric sort of semi-stealthily, at least quietly and very quickly, with his move speed of 55 in a dash, coming across the courtyard at full speed toward you, with actually he's got this big kind of stirring spoon that's been mended across the middle, so it's all wood, but then there's like this metal spot in the middle of it, and he just goes to crack this thing across Whik's face. And we're going to roll initiative.
This is the dwarf, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who saw this coming,
So
right? Are
you
you
used
going to
his,
shout out a warning?
Yeah. How did you folks go?
So what's your passive?
13.
So he would get a surprise. There would be a round where you wouldn't be in the round.
Can
I
I?
point to.
What's your passive?
It's 15.
And yours?
12.
I can't do like a reaction to impose disadvantage or anything here.
I point
If you
to him.
have something like that.
I think
I don't. Is it a monk thing?
No, not that I know
Can I
of.
throw a tomato at him?
You're not surprised in the round.
Okay.
So it's the people who are surprised will not be in the first round.
Okay.
That's how that's going to work, which is only you two.
I point to him before he gets there and cast a message and say, "I see you."
He's flat out.
He's just.
He used his bonus dash and then come up to swing. All right, I got to pull everybody down first. Alrighty, let's do Shea,
21.
Toby,
7.
Fable,
16.
Whik. Oh boy, you're gonna be a while. Silhouette. Ooh. Plus.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
first to act is
point of order, real
yes.
quick. So I cast Passed Without Trace on us before we left the house. The time we spent on the cart, would that have been equivalent enough to a short rest for me to get my key back?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You would have had a short rest on the cart.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, bash heads.
That's my head.
I should write everybody down so I can track
I
conditions.
thought I was going to be able to help you, but
Track conditions? Is it
Yeah,
going to be
if
that
anybody
bad?
gets stunned or any of that stuff.
yeah, he's just throwing that out there. It's a complete hypothetical. We're going to die.
I'm going to die.
I'm not gonna die.
That's what you think. You don't know.
How many death saving throws were you down?
All right, Eric.
Oh, I had a 50-50
with
shot.
his
Nice.
stirrer. That's 26 to hit Whik. Does that hit?
Jesus.
Oh,
Maybe.
That's going to be 14 points of damage.
Good God.
oh no.
And then he's going to make an unarmed strike against you as he smashes you across the face with
We
the
are
metal part of the stirrer,
screwed.
and then
Yes.
pulls back with an elbow to push you back the other way using your momentum against you. That's a 20 to hit. And that's 13 points of damage. I'll say since you shouted out, I'm not going to do this surprise. I'm just going to let people act in this round.
Since he was
All right,
also had a 23 for initiative.
Yeah, let's do that, because then it still makes sense. Shea, it's your turn. By the way, Whik, he's sober.
I'm going to run over to Whik
Mm-hmm.
and cast Darkness
Okay.
around us.
Okay. So 30, what is it, 20-foot sphere of
20
darkness?
20 foot
just
sphere. It's-
surrounds.
and it's magical darkness, so his racial shouldn't be able to penetrate.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
And, yeah. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Can't I see through it, though?
No.
As a Illith?
No, it's
No,
magical,
magical darkness.
Mm.
Do we have another? Oh, here's a good pencil. Okay. Was that your turn?
That's my turn.
All right, Fable, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make my voice real loud
Okay.
and say, "Somebody help! Master Eric went crazy. He's attacking us."
Okay. And it booms out over the campus. And immediately you can see some of the kids who are in the area, some holding tomatoes, start walking toward this area where they see this big center of darkness and just
Not you!
the three of you standing there. But, you
An
know,
adult!
maybe somebody else could have heard, but that's the ones in the immediate area of the courtyard. Anything else?
Is a cantrip an action or
That one is, yeah.
okay? Then no, I don't think there's anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Silhouette goes. She goes to the edge of the darkness, just trying to see what's going on or listen in at what's going on inside. And she's going to hold in action to try and attack or disable Eric if he pops out near where she is. I think that's about what she can do. Tobias. See the big sphere of darkness that currently houses Whik, and are you in the sphere?
Yep.
Shea is inside and Eric is inside. It's maybe, they were maybe 15 feet away from you when he cracked her over the face.
Huh. Well, I can get closer to
Yeah.
the darkness and I guess hold an action since I don't want to hit anyone.
Okay.
If I see what's his face, I'm going to trident him.
Okay. Whik.
But I'm going to go on the other side of Silhouette, like
All right.
of the circle, so we can kind of see.
Yeah, gotcha. So you kind of circle around the side and ready your pitchfork. You still know where he is. I mean, he's near you.
Come on, Eric. I didn't do friends this time. And step of the wind.
Mm-hmm. To
just-
disengage?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
And just go straight backwards away from where he was.
All right. So you do that. That's your bonus, unless you want to use your action to disengage and save a key point.
Sure.
Okay, so you can do that. So you do that and you move back 30 feet. Is that how far you
Full
can go?
40,
40 feet?
if I can.
That's right. And you step outside the area of darkness now.
Mm-hmm.
And 40
Seeing
feet
little
away
birdies
from
flying around my
where
head.
he was. Okay. Eric is going to pop out one side of this darkness as
attack of opportunity.
fast as he can. Yeah, you would get one
Okay.
if you moved that close to him.
I'm not going to use my sword, but I'm going to try to just punch him a couple of times.
You would get one, an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, still just with my hands. But more of like a, instructor, wait! 17.
It doesn't hit.
Whiff. I would have had to roll a
You would have been at
disadvantage
disadvantage, yeah. So just you feel him go by, but no, unable to
I'm
strike
just
him.
yell out for Whik.
Okay. Yeah, so he pops out near your side of the circle. If you want to make an attack as he goes by.
12.
17
12?
didn't hit,
No.
so.
So he's going to see you swing the pitchfork at him, and he's going to take that stir, and he's going to smack you with it.
Okay.
That's a 13,
That matches.
so it does hit.
But I pulled my shield out right before this.
No.
Nice
That's
try.
fine.
So that's going to be
Oh, you're unarmored. I was like, how are you a fighter? with
13
AC?
points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, hold on, let me do 13. I am proficient in it.
Okay.
13. 18.
Okay. He tries to basically smack you across the face, attempting to stun you with the weapon, but you're able to shake off the assault and kind of keep your resolve and your wits about you. And like you've been confused enough today.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, then he's going to make an unarmed strike against you. So he's going to kick. That's 2 plus 11 again. That's a 13 for 15 points of damage as he just smacks you right in the solar plexus. That's gonna end his turn. He's gonna stay right there. It's Shea's turn.
I'm going to run out of the darkness towards the instructor and just, like, not violent, just, stop. Why are you attacking us?
So I think with that, he kind of just says he's not really in the talking mood at the moment. So he kind of just says, "You know what you did, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. That's what we're here for." And that's still your move. I'll say that's a free
I
action.
don't actually know what I did.
You came with us.
I'm going to... Fuck. I'm just going
Fight him.
He's going to kick our asses.
There's
This is our
5
teacher.
of us. There's 5 of
What are you
us.
going to do? You going to kill him?
Just incapacitate him. We'll revive him after with some alcohol. He'll be fine then. He'll be happy.
Our teacher.
He'll be happy after.
I'm not fighting
you,
back.
You have fought them in sort of
All
training,
right.
so
Okay. I'm going to do 2 unarmed strikes then.
okay.
I refuse to use a weapon against the teacher. 16 plus 22 total.
That hits.
Okay. 8 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. That's not going to hit. That's 9, 13, 15.
Nope. So the first strike, you do catch him as he's sort of still focused on Tobias, as you felt kind of which way he went out of the darkness as you made your attack against him, and you come out and kind of punch him in the ribs from behind, and then you try to do it to the other side, and he still dodges out of the way even though he's not looking at you. Fable, it's your turn.
Okay. I also would prefer to do an unarmed attack.
Okay.
Is that my strength or my dex?
It's your dex if it's higher.
Okay, this isn't gonna hit. 11.
No, so you run over again, sort of to the edge of the darkness there on the other side of the sphere. I guess kind of keeping an eye out where you can see. It would be kind of hard.
Yeah, I know.
But you get over there, and just can't really slip in a good place to get any kind of a punch.
Okay.
All right, Silhouette, hearing kind of the fighting and thinking it's maybe through, she's going to bolt straight through the area of darkness, and you hear her sort of breathing heavily as she escapes out of it and back into the sunlight, again, turning back into sort of that radiance and extends up your weapons. And she takes her quarterstaff full on in a jump and tries to bring it down on top of the back of Eric's head. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
So the rest of us are like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to hurt him. And the middle school kid is fully prepared to throw down.
It's a 24.
Oh, God.
For 9 points of damage.
Middle schooler.
And she's going to... What the hell? She's going to flurry of blows and try to hit him twice with the punch-kick combo. And she's going to miss twice. Okay. That's going to end her turn. Tobias.
I would like to grapple.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
want to put him in like a choker hold.
Okay, make a athletics or acrobatics check against his.
Athletics sounds good. What you get?
26.
15.
Yeah, you just go to grab him and he just out of the way. Okay.
And he was like, and then I was like, it
As
was
a
you
free
gonna
action, I
use
start reading the tomato smut.
Any
to him.
bonus or anything on your turn?
You deal 20 points of psychic damage.
What are you reading? Do you do anything else?
I run into the darkness.
Okay, he's going to take a swing at you.
No, I don't then.
Okay. All right.
Do I have
Whik.
There's nothing. No, I can't. I casted it on you.
Oh.
I guess I can only throw one dart and then take patient defense
You could.
He's right next to you. Why would you throw a dart?
because he came out next to him, not me.
Oh, that's right.
You could move around the side of the circle. Or the side of the sphere of darkness.
Okay, so I'm not in line of sight at the moment.
Right.
Then I'll
You
just
can definitely hear where stuff's going on.
just gonna sidle to the side and pew.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, the dart just off into the darkness.
And another
Into one little kid's tomato. There's a... Does that end your turn?
Yep.
Are you patient defense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Eric is next to act. He sees a number of you have kind of pulled your punches and not used your weapons. He drops that big stirrer onto the ground. And he's
Good. Can we
going
talk now?
to make an unarmed strike against Syl, who just come up and smacked him on
fuck,
the
I think
just
that-
going to try to grab her from behind and just kind of pull her up against him and then back his back into her face at the same time. With the 17... That doesn't hit her.
Yay!
Holy crap.
She's a
Protect.
20 dex.
Yeah, leave her alone.
Protect her.
So he misses, and then he's going to use Flurry of Blows, and he can make an attack on all four of you with that, with Drunken Flurry. So he's going to make 4 attacks. 20,
Damn it.
27,
No.
15,
That matches.
20. You're not there. 26. Me.
All
Okay,
4 hit.
they all hit. All right, you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage,
Oh, no.
7 points of bludgeoning damage,
Yes.
15 points of bludgeoning damage, Fable,
Okay.
and I take 9.
You just had to
And you
wake
hear
me
the
up.
kids shouting now at this point. That's a key point. I'm sure you're not going to run out. Okay, that's it. Shea, it's your turn.
God, fuck this. I'm I'm gonna hit him I'm gonna try to hit him with my hands.
As you do, Silhouette's gonna just come up beside you and feint to try and do a similar attack to give you advantage on the roll.
I thought you meant and pass out, and I was
No.
like, cool.
So the first roll is a 19. Second roll is shittier. So 19.
19 hits.
Okay. For like 5 damage.
Mm.
And I'm going to go ahead and throw a key point and try to do that 2 more times.
Okay.
1 hits. Do I still get advantage on these 2?
Mm-mm.
Okay, 1 hits for another 6 damage.
Okay. So as you shot 3 times, 2 of them connect. As Silhouette sort of feints one in beside you. And you feel, he takes those impacts and, again, sort of seems to be mostly unfazed. The one that misses, he actually redirects towards Silhouette as she does that fainting attack, which actually I don't think I have to roll for.
If it was my roll, it was a 9 plus.
When creature misses
4.
reaction to cause it hit another attacker within 5 feet. So I need you to roll damage on Silhouette as your third punch misses him and strikes her.
6. And as I do, I say, sorry!
And she just smiles.
Oh, no.
The BBEG is revealed.
Fable, it's your turn.
Same thing, I guess.
Okay.
Unarmed attack. This time, it's probably also not going to hit because it's a 15.
Nope. That does not hit. So he just ducks out of the way
Why
again.
are you doing this?
And
That was with thaumaturgy.
he takes...
Oh, yeah, I guess I do still have thaumaturgy on.
Yeah, it's loud. All right, so it's Sill's turn. She's going to make an attack with her quarterstaff. That's what she does. And that's going to miss. And she will... she'll do flurry of blows. One of those hits for 6 points of damage. Crack. She just sinks into kind of the side of his face. That ends her turn. She gets her reaction back. It's Tobias's turn.
I pick up his spoon that he dropped on the ground,
Okay.
and I hit him with it.
Okay. Yeah, roll an
no,
attack.
We're going to
going
get knocked
down.
out. You going to die.
And as you do that, Syl is just going to do the same sort of action as you, sort of
Didn't she already use
with her
reaction this
quarterstaff.
turn?
She just had her turn, so she got it
yeah,
back.
never mind.
So
You have advantage
plus strength.
and proficiency.
proficiency?
You're proficient with most weapons.
That's 18,
Okay.
and that's 23.
Yeah, the 18 wouldn't have, but the 23 hits.
All right. So what's that damage?
D10 plus your strength. And you get to add your D4 for brute and the D4 from Syl for radiant.
Oh, my gosh.
Plus 1 plus 2.
4 plus your strength.
A 4 plus 3, 7.
Wow, all those buffs. And that one, and it's 7.
Oh, honey.
So you do, it
Welcome
does
to my
flare
day,
with kind of
guys.
radiant light as you go across and poof, smack into kind of the top of his back. But he just flexes his
Death.
shoulders and kind of pushes it back off. And does that end your turn?
Yes.
You did get your stuff back because you had a short rest. Your fighter gets stuff back on a short rest.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to bonus action, an action surge, and hit him again.
You're going to action surge? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have advantage this time.
Oh. That's a 16 plus 5.
That hits.
All right.
Same damage, though, I think. You get to do
3.
the D4s again.
4. 7. 9. No, 12.
Much better. Okay.
Judge your strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thwack! The second one, a little bit lower, catches him again, kind of in the kidneys this time. And you do see him kind of grunt with pain from that. Okay. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It is Whik's turn. You're about maybe, what did you get, like 20 feet away, come around the corner of the darkness?
I went straight sideways, so yeah.
Okay.
How's Eric looking?
He's He doesn't look physically, bloodied or anything that much.
We don't stand a chance, but what are we going to do? Just stop fighting?
Right.
And let him beat the crap out of us?
Pretty much.
Eric, just stop. We found this. And throw the book and also a dart.
The
Okay.
book and a
One
dart.
of these things is more
One is
effective.
not trying to hit him.
Make an attack.
Nope.
Into another tomato. All right. Anything else?
Was it into another tomato or the same
The same tomato. It split the other one in twain.
Just stop. It was a long...
All right. Back to Eric's turn then. What's he going to do? He vanishes.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Shea, it's your turn.
So there's just an empty space in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to punch it.
Okay, you'll be at disadvantage.
Oh, he's still there.
Yeah.
One's a nat 20, one's a
Oh.
4.
He's going to redirect that attack that misses to hit Tobias, since you just slammed
Well,
him.
It would be
The 4. It's
4,
just
so
a regular
it's-
attack. You roll the damage.
4, 8 to 10.
I think it hits. I got to look, but I think it automatically hits.
Well, then
He
I'm down.
redirects it. Let me look up Drunken Master real quick. Because I didn't write the full thing. I wrote like a shorthand.
Oh, we're so screwed.
7.
She could bring you back. Redirect attack. When a creature misses you with an attack, you spend 1 key point as a reaction to cause that attack to hit one creature of your choice, other than your attacker within 5 feet of you.
To
So it
hit,
just
not
hits,
just-
but it's his reaction.
For 7 damage. Sorry!
Down.
So he just keeps doing that to you, basically. Does that end your turn, or do you have
But
another?
he's not drunk. How can he do that?
It's a good question.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
He's not. He's as sober as Eric gets,
spend my last
which isn't sober.
I'm gonna spend my last key point and try to hit him 2 more times.
Okay.
I'm scared. These are not great rolls. Let's see. The low is 16. The
No.
high is an 18. Fuck me.
Was those both at disadvantage?
They don't hit.
Yeah, they don't hit.
There's
Okay.
no way.
All right. Yeah, they don't hit. He's out of the. You don't know exactly where. I guess he's hard to hit, but you felt him redirect your attack into Tobias. Nobody saw him do it. Fable, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna give a point of healing to Tobias.
Okay, that's just your bonus.
That's my bonus?
Mhm.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
pretty sure.
You're bringing him back up. He gets slapped right back down.
Yeah, but he's back up.
He's up.
No, I know. I get it. I just
Point of healing to him. I don't know if that's my bonus or not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it is too.
Yeah, it sounds
Sure.
right. Okay, I'm going to hit him with an unarmed strike.
Okay. Can you look up Way of
Tranquility.
Tranquility.
Tranquility? Yeah.
I think it's one of the extra ones. I think.
No, it's on your phone. I don't have my phone.
It's
It's
on
in the
internet.
Unearthed Arcana.
Oh, okay.
All right. But go ahead. For this turn, go ahead and make the attacks anyway.
This turn, it is a.
It's at disadvantage. He's invisible.
Oh. Does not hit.
Okay. But you can't
The
bonus.
first one would have
attack.
hit though, so.
So just passes through the thin air. Silhouette.
It's an act.
Yeah, she's going to swing at it with her quarterstaff.
You can cast Sanctuary spelling yourself. No material component required, and it lasts up to 8 hours.
That's not what
Saving
we're
throw is
looking for.
DC 8 plus.
It's not what we're
proficiency
looking
plus-
for.
What are you looking for? The healing?
The healing, yes.
As an
A
action.
Way of Tranquility.
As an action.
Oh, it's an action?
Well,
As
it's
an
okay. I didn't
action.
hit anyway.
Oh. For some reason, I thought it was a bonus when I read it. Yeah, so Silhouette misses with the quarterstaff. Would have hit, but at disadvantage, doesn't hit with her unarmed attack.
But when you use your flurry of blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with the use of this feature.
If you
That's nice.
use Flurry, you can
Use
use
it as
it.
like bonus.
instead of your extra attack. So that's the bonus I'm thinking of. Cool. All right, Tobias.
I
your turn.
stand up
Mm-hmm.
and I swing again.
Okay, disadvantage into the space that you know he's in because he's stood there and redirected attacks, but you can't see him. So you'd be at disadvantage.
Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some dirt from the ground,
Okay.
mix it with a little bit of my canonical slime, and throw it at him.
Okay. Sure. Just make
How
a
slimy are you?
Oh, God.
just make a general attack like plus your dex, not your proficiency. It would be a disadvantage.
8.
Just throw the dirt. And maybe some of it hits him, but it doesn't seem to like outline him or anything. Okay. Whik.
Just stop.
Yeah, that's an effective strategy.
You throwing
It's worked
darts
great so
or
far.
Stop!
As you're throwing darts at him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure thaumaturgy's worn off.
No, it's a minute, I think. isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
So
That's like 10 rounds.
there's
Okay.
the edge of darkness. I can see the group of them. Is it just a solid group around this empty space, or
Pretty
is
much.
it them on one side and there's an empty space on the edge of darkness?
On the empty space on the edge of darkness.
Okay, so if I run and just basically throw myself at it, I guess that would count as an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And flurry of blows just so I can get
Throw yourself at it?
everything.
Three,
Like
but they're all
mosh
at
pool?
disadvantage.
Like mosh pit.
Actually,
Does
Syl will burn her last.
my deflect? No, patient defense. Since I never got to use that, does it cost a key point?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Syl's going to use her last reaction to give you advantage on one of those, so you'll
Okay.
be at a straight roll for the first,
No,
and then you're at disadvantage for the next two.
that's not a D20.
I was about to say, that's a 12 there.
11. So 16.
Nope.
Nope. No. No. No.
No? Okay.
Basically, just throwing myself. Just stop.
All right. You feel him sort of move a little bit in the space, and let's see. That's a 19 at you, Whik,
Oh no.
for 7 points of damage.
I'm down.
Okay. And that's all that happens right then. Well, let me see. Yeah. Shea, it's your turn.
We can save the monastery.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm going to try hitting him twice.
Okay.
I know, disadvantage. First
He
strike.
only hit me once, though.
I rolled 2 3s.
He only
Okay.
hit me once.
This fight is never going to end.
He's
I rolled it. No. Whiff and a whiff.
Fable.
I'm up.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't have anything else. Would a 16 hit?
Nope.
I'm just swinging
Syl.
wildly. I don't know anymore.
Syl, instead of a 24, has a 9.
Oh.
And instead of a... Ooh, wait. Nope. Yes, one would be a 20. But she swings through the space. Tobias, it's your turn.
Wait.
Wait, he's not there?
Or he did something to negate the attack.
Are we just punching air now?
Yeah, pretty much. Arguing
I
about
wanna do the
gardening,
same thing.
arguing
Okay.
about gardening and
Stab
punching
into
air.
this-
This is our new podcast.
I hate this class.
The dirt.
Okay, throw the dirt. Okay,
Yeah.
roll the dex at disadvantage. No.
Not worth it.
All right, and Whik.
At least it's moving faster now that we don't stand a chance.
I think I make 10 to make, right?
For what?
Death
Death
save.
save, right. Yes, that's a make.
Oh wait, you're down?
Uh-huh.
If he targets me, can you just let me know before you roll?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. About this time, you see Master... Where's my list? Master Callian come out into the space among the yelling children.
Please stop hitting us.
Master
And-
Callian, what's going on?
I don't know.
The dwarf teacher's lost it. He's abusing children.
Beside Master Callian appears Eric. What are they doing? He says. Fighting air?
No.
You were punching us.
You attacked us.
I got punched. You made me punch my friends.
I was merely teaching you a lesson.
I don't like your lessons.
And she says, what?
She's
What is
on
this
death's
about?
doorstep. She's down.
Eric. And she runs over, and she actually touches Whik and heals you back to your max health. What is this, Eric? He says, they needed to be taught a lesson. Ask them why. Basically what happened, so you know, is he did the disengage action and moved out of the space, and you guys spent a turn just punching the air.
Nice.
And he was standing over where the kids were.
Good. Yes.
Okay.
Book. Where's the book go?
He's mad that we left the monastery, but look, we found this.
We were
Wait.
trying to help.
Book.
You
Yeah.
left the
We
monastery?
were trying
We
to
found
help.
this.
They didn't leave the monastery.
Alone. He
No.
What
went
do you
with us.
mean you left the monastery?
they-
Callian says.
Read the book.
They
Book.
did not leave
We
the
found this
monastery.
at the manor.
And I hand the book to
What?
Callian.
What manner?
Read the book first. Please.
I found this. Here.
Okay, as you go to hand it to Callian, Eric's going to try to grab it. So we're going to roll
you.
3 sleight of hand checks. You, Eric, and Callian.
I'm gonna tackle Eric.
No.
Ooh, mine are bad.
22.
You get it where you want.
Callian.
Okay, get it to Callian.
And if not, it was going to be this close to
He
the
just,
other thing.
as you do it, instead of grabbing the book, he just tries to slap you on the back of the head. First, you tap the keg, and then you leave the monastery? This was for
it
the
was already
keg.
tapped.
Wait,
It's
what
just a tasting
keg?
one.
A taste? That keg was awful light.
It was already half gone. All we did was fill our water skin.
It wasn't ready. You don't drink things that aren't ready.
It's close. It's been curing for years, and it was just a couple days.
And Callian says to
Wait, you
Eric,
beat
I
the
don't
hell
know
out of us
why
because we had a sip of booze? What the hell is wrong with you?
You could have
Seriously.
drank anything in there, but not before the unveiling. You know this. This lesson was for you. Whik.
Why am I getting punched?
Then why did the rest of us get the crap beaten out of us?
I'm not even a monk.
We're helping our friend. How is that a bad thing?
It's not, but you have to learn to accept the consequences that your friends suffer for the things that they've done. That's what true friendship is. Callian's like, you can't
Actually, I'm
solve
pretty sure that's a
every
capital
lesson
punishment, and that's
with
against
violence,
the Geneva
Eric.
Convention.
He says, I can. I have authority to do as I would in here. Especially to my students. And none of them are members yet, except my protege, Whik.
She's sitting there with her arms crossed and making a face.
And he goes back over to pick up his spoon, basically.
I'm still holding it.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
You should give him his spoon back.
So about this time,
Yeah, I'm gonna break it.
okay, roll a strength check.
Come on, please,
Oh,
dice. 18 plus 3. And there's a lesson for you. We do not hit children. And I throw it.
Okay.
And it hits again.
Just as he's about to take the bite of the tomato, just knocks it out of his hand.
The same kid with the 2 darts.
He's finally plucked the darts out, and the shovel comes across. And
Wait, shovel? I thought we were talking about like a spoon.
well, yeah, it's a
Like a
big,
food
it's
spoon.
like
Once
a
you
giant
get a
wooden
spoon
spoon.
up to a certain size, it becomes a shovel.
That's
This is true.
And about this time, Callian basically tells Eric that he needs to sit down and drink. And the other masters slowly make their way there.
Wait, what was Eric's reaction to me breaking a spoon in his face?
With the other master
He'll know
around
tonight when he wakes up. When you wake up with him above you.
Yeah, he didn't do anything when you broke it.
Can I have some of that too, please?
I think you've earned that at least. They have a special relationship.
Yeah, this is a cool thing they got going on. Wait,
As
when did you
Amy
finish
gets
your
more
last
whiskey.
drink?
Truly, she is the drunken master.
This is something you would have experienced a lot. All of you probably working under Eric. He, in a lot of the lessons, basically fights you until you're bloodied, and then gives you alcohol
Love
if
that.
you take it. But the one who takes it, generally,
Best teacher.
is Whik.
There's a reason why she's named Whik.
It's because she's flammable.
I mean, that's where I went.
You guys want to know?
The characters would know. So
Yeah. The characters would know that I was raised in this monastery, and because Eric was the babysitter, this child was just basically dropped off at the monastery doorstop and was really, really young. So she just wandered around after the one adult figure, and he was the drunk. So all he did was drink, and she kept pointing at the thing because she wanted it too, because she didn't know better. Her first word in the monastery was Whik, her attempt to say whiskey. And that's all she would say for a while. So they
so
started calling
Eric
her
would
Whik.
secretly slip her whiskey, basically, over
Oh,
the years.
no.
Truly, the best of role models.
Yeah, he's not.
I
just
mean,
wanna kill
I
people
grew up
for
here
this.
too, but
So that's why she was called Whik, because that's how she pronounced whiskey, because that's what he drank.
So eventually, you guys end up all walking toward the one of the dojos here at the monastery, which is sort of where the masters tend to practice and even have their meetings. Eric sort of trailing behind, Callian leading the way, and you see sort of Eric talking to Silhouette. You can read lips, right?
Yep.
And he says something along the lines of, I should have realized that it was you. I only, you're not a novice yet. I'm sorry. And then they walk basically behind you guys up toward the dojo. So you get there. Eventually, with all the commotion, everybody except is Kai there? Yeah, everybody except Kai is there. And they ask you to have a seat on the floor, and you sort of sit in a circle.
where's Master Kai?
They are going to question you probably coming in, Tobias.
Yeah.
What is Tobias doing here?
Well, have you received my application I submitted?
Yes, yes, Tobias. We think we're quite happy with you as a gardener, a very fine gardener, maybe even a master gardener.
I can
Come
still,
on, he helped us
I
so
can
much.
still do it, you know. I will still do all of my responsibilities. I just would like to be a monk.
We can maybe talk about that at another time. Is he integral to what happened here?
Yeah. I mean,
We wouldn't have found the book without him.
The book.
That's
you
true.
keep talking about the book.
We've given you the book. Read the book.
read
Okay.
the will in the book.
So, Asri, who's the headmaster, sits down. Callian has the book.
I thought Callian was the.
No, Callian's the one who follows the tranquility path.
I did give it to Callian, but Callian gave it to Azari.
No, Callian still has it.
Okay.
So you sit there, but
many
Asri was the
NPCs.
one talking. Sorry. So what is it that you found? You found a book.
They
I'm
can't.
told you were gone off the grounds.
They can't
Only a little.
take the fields from us. We own the fields.
They can't. We shouldn't
And where
burn
did
it.
you find this? That they can't own the fields.
In the manor.
I found it in the manor when I was doing the landscaping over there. I had to go on a pee break, and I was looking for some nice shoes so the racists wouldn't be racist
Deception
to me anymore.
But that's not.
Yeah.
It's mostly truth.
Pers-
Half truth.
Deception?
Mm-hmm.
Should he have advantage because he's telling half
10.
truth?
She's hard to fool, I think, Asri.
We
And
heard
I give her
them.
kind of like, come on.
The tentacles just furling up.
And I found
You
the
found
book.
this information in Baron Fenix.
Listen,
manor.
Tobias was only there because we roped him into it.
Well, he was going there anyway.
But he was going there to do his
Tobias
doing
being
his
on the
job.
manor
We-
ground is none of
yeah.
my concern. You four, and she glares at Silhouette too, almost surprised, are my responsibility being on the manor ground. So let me guess. You found this information in the excerpt of a book.
Yeah.
Does it happen to be one called Baron Leopold's Gift? Is it written by the Baron and Brother Gustav? A book that we have here in our library.
This one has notes in it.
Lots of notes.
It does have
Do
footnotes.
you think we don't know that we have a right to the land around us? One that extends back for centuries?
Maybe.
Callian says, the Baron and the Count, who are supposed to protect those laws, have no interest in doing so. And Asri says, so what are we to do, knowing this? If those are the people here set to keep those laws and protect those laws, are we to go to war? Bring the peasants we are trying to feed into a war that they cannot fight? Or perhaps burn the fields, as I have heard suggested within these walls? And she glances over to the corner, and Kai is sort of standing in the shadows there. And he steps out and sits down, as if he just arrived. And she says, and in doing so, ensure that all of the farmers here will starve.
We don't know what you're supposed to do. We were just trying to help.
You leave.
Hmm?
You leave. You slink into the shadows and come back when it's safe.
But then we won't have any food.
What
Yes.
about the crops?
Master Nightflower.
Other places have food.
I
So we
understand.
could-
Master Nightflower cuts you off, basically, and says, Shea, that would be good for us. But that would not be good for those who are here. Now, take a moment and listen. And Eric says, we've heard all this. What can we do? And Callian says, we can wait. We just allow them to take some of the food off to war, and we secret away here what we can. Eric, you have stores of it. We bide our time until such a time as an honorable lord holds sway in this land. This is patience. And Asri kind of sighs, and she says, there are no good options for us, or the people that we tend to here in Arcas. The farmers, the ones that have helped me plant, have helped Callian tend the crops, the ones that count on the harvest to come in to feed themselves and their families. And she looks at all of you and she just says, I know why you did what you did. It came from good hearts and a desire to do what was right. And Eric says they did wrong. They spoiled the batch. And if they had been caught, half our options would have vanished. Whik!
It's just the one
You
barrel.
show yourself worthy in the dojo, and the next moment you show how ill-equipped you are to travel outside these walls. Worse, you brought a child into this. And he points at Syl. She just says, I went of my own accord. We went because... And Nightflower just cuts her off. Silence, child. Asri says, you went because you care about the laws we value, and you know the dangers of the chaos that threatens to destroy them when weak men hold power. It is a lesson we discussed, Silhouette, not 2 weeks ago. But Eric is right. The others of you, if any of you did this to show that you were somehow ready, in that you were wrong. Shows that you were hasty. Shows that you were looking for answers far away when they were close at hand. Syl says, so she just sighs.
That's not fair. We were just trying to help. We didn't go there looking for the book. We were looking for anything that might help. All we knew is that that was the Baron's place, and the Baron was part of the problem. We brought the book back as a solution, but it wasn't the only reason that we went. And you're not being fair to us by not telling us what's going on. They thought that you were going to burn the fields or do something crazy without telling the rest of us. If you would just tell the rest of us what's going on, then maybe we wouldn't have to take matters into our own hands.
Yeah, what she said.
We tell those who are members of the Ordered Row what is going on. And Whik is the only one of you who is a member, and very recently so.
I've been here my entire life. I don't think that's fair.
It does not matter if you think it is fair, little fairy tale. Silhouette says, you know, of all those options you mentioned of feeding the army or starving our people, there's one you didn't mention. And it's not running away, Shea. Tell them about the letter. The letter that we found.
Which letter? Where's the letter?
The one about the Baron, the other Baron, Gilfor.
And I pull out the book about the Baron.
No,
And then the tomato seeds.
I have it. I have it.
What is this? Asri says.
I mean, if you read it, it'd be just as fast as me explaining it to you.
She takes it. And she reads it. And she says, Gilfor? And she says, and while she's reading it, Syl is basically saying, it was a letter. We found it. We shouldn't have been there. Fable almost died.
You see, by explaining it, you're making it harder for her to read.
We found this letter. She's not really here. That's all the GM saying this stuff, so she can read while I say this. It's really weird. Okay, cut that too.
No, I'm keeping it.
Oh, but you're going to cut my good God of second chances bit?
She says, look, we found this letter in Baron Fennec's drawing room, and we shouldn't have been there. Fable almost died, but
Stop apologizing,
he
Syl.
must have read that. He must have read it the last time he visited the estate. He left the rest of his mail unopened. And
I'm
sort
pretty
of-
sure there were a couple of letters that were opened already, too.
Asri passes it to Eric, who starts reading it, and it sort of goes down the line. And Eric says, I think Gilfor was asking if he could count on Fennec for supplies if he made a move against Count Whitehall. Dates back a few months. Callian says, if that's true, and Fennec declined, I wonder why he wouldn't have turned the letter from Gilfor into Whitehall. And Whitehall is the count that is over this whole place, who sort of demanded this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric says, maybe he's scared. The little bastard hasn't left the count's side since. He's been gone for months.
His house is a piece of shit.
It's abandoned.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to
For-
stay
like-
there.
For a
We
while.
literally fell through. Floors falling through. I bet.
That's what the old brewers told me. And Nightflower says,
And it was already like that when we got there, which is so crazy.
Yeah, what she said.
and Eric says, he probably was scared. And Nightflower says, scared of who? The Count or Gilfor? And Eric says, enough piss in his fancy pants for both. Asri is notably silent, even as Eric sort of looks apologetically at her way for his word choice. Callian, though, looks over to her and sort of notices and says, what is it? And Asri says, what were you going to say, Syl? And Syl kind of goes, huh? What? Asri says, when the others cut you off before, when you were talking about our options, what were you going to say? And Silhouette kind of blushes with the focus on her in the room, and she says, well, you've always said Gilfor was a just man. And Asri says, I didn't ask you what I said. I asked what you were going to say. And she
Now he's
blushes
not patient.
a little bit deeper and begins to glow those golden rays around her like the little silhouette of light. She says, I was going to say, why don't we send the harvest to Gilfor in exchange for his protection and our rightful sovereignty? And there's sort of just a bit of silence that hangs over the room for a minute. And Callian eventually breaks it. She says, we align with another baron outside of our land?
Yeah, I don't see any way that could backfire.
You know, aren't we just paying one warlord to protect us from another?
Yeah, what they said.
A just one, Syl says. One who's interested in the law. That's why... Well, maybe that's why.
For how long, though? A season? A generation?
Those are the only two measurements of time.
A century?
Fine. until
a decade.
until he finally decides to exploit us, or maybe his heirs do.
I mean, I don't know what you expect, Shea. We're peaceful people here. We grow the crops, we harvest them, we try to make sure that everyone in our area is fed and taken care of. Like that's what the monastery is here to do. We're not here to fight. And if you're not,
But that's what we
if you
choose
don't
to
exist
do.
to fight, then someone is going to pick a fight with you.
Right. But
That's the
what,
way it goes.
But that's what we choose to do. We choose to help people. We choose to tend to the crops and
And wouldn't it be beautiful if we could just tend to the crops and dance in the sunshine and everybody could be fed and happy? But that's not the way it works, because someone always has to be greedy.
right. And it's so much better to kowtow to those people who might turn greedy later.
All right, that's enough. Listen. Fennec has shown he was ill-equipped to deal with the little lands and paper lordship that was left to him by his ancestors. If he sold Guilford out to the Count, which I expect he's done if he's read that letter and he hasn't left his side, Whitehall is going to make war against Guilford, and plenty of innocents will suffer whether we take sides or not. At least Guilford has the right of things. And Asri says, I don't know. Callian says, there's much we need to talk about, and these students need to rest. They've been up all night, and Eric gave them quite a lesson. And Eric says, they earned a lesson. And she glares over at Eric a little bit, showing a little bit of the pecking order here among the masters. And Callian says to all of you, for now, go to your room. And before she finishes, Asri holds her hand up. And she says, before you go, I must say that I was mistaken. I said that you left to find answers that were close at hand, but whatever your reasons were, you found more than a book that was in our library. You found something that sheds new light on our situation. Even the most sheltered plants will seek to stretch around an obstacle in pursuit of that kind of light. In the darkness of the fate of Arcas, you did just that. Nightflower, Callian, tell them what you asked me about. They're ready. And Nightflower steps up from her sitting position and she walks over to Shea and she motions for you to stand up.
Gingerly. Because the last time a teacher asked me for something, I got hit in the head.
Mm-hmm. Shea, Seeker of Shadows, one who hides in both the light and the darkness. I will be your master, should you accept. You are a novice of Arcas no more. Bow and rise, member of the Ordered Row.
Shea bows and rises.
And Callian takes a step toward Fable.
Who looks very nervous.
What?
She says, Fable, patient one, favorite of Constance, I will be your master, should you accept. You are a novice of Arcas no more. Bow and rise, member of the Ordered Row.
Are you sure?
Say yes.
I'm sure.
I
Say yes.
Master, you know, I respect you, and I've always done well in your classes and always tried to do what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not sure.
Say
I thought
yes.
maybe Master Kai would, and I just
she-
like look over at the other tiefling.
She sort of looks over at Master Kai. She says, Kai hasn't taken... And Kai nods at Callian, and she steps back. And Kai walks forward to you, and he says, I will be your master, little fairy tale. Should you accept? You are a novice of Arcas no more. Bow and rise,
Say yes.
member of the Ordered Row.
This time I bow and rise.
And with that,
Tobias looks around hopefully.
as everybody turns to leave, Asri steps up and goes over to Silhouette, and she says, "You are young, but you are ready,
Oh, come on.
and we may have need of your wisdom. Silhouette, you are the brightness of still waters and the rays of Fultus. I will be your master, should you accept. You are you are a tended one of Arcas no more. Bow and rise, member of the ordered row." And you see saucer eyes on Silhouette. I was like,
Unbelievable.
yes, please. And
How close is Whik
With
standing
that-
to her?
to who?
Silhouette.
You're sitting on the floor kind of beside her, probably.
Pass her my skin.
No. No.
And Eric says, what the hell? You've already tapped the barrel. You all can finish it.
Yes! Woo! Come on, guys.
Why am I not as excited about this?
Come on, guys.
And before you go, as all of you start heading out the door, still sort of Tobias sitting there, the last one of you, still sitting on the floor, you see Nightflower take a step over toward you.
I have to train with him.
And she says, "We can take you in as a tended one. You will be with children, probably for a long, long time. But maybe, if you show any promise, you may be a novice of Arcas."
Could I bring in my tomato plants?
Yes, you still have to do all your farming.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Give us a couple of days to get the children used to the idea. Okay. This is sort of happening as you're sort of filtering out of the room.
I'll bring in tomatoes for them tomorrow.
well,
for them to, they
they
love
don't-
my tomato time.
They usually throw those at people.
They don't eat them.
And with that, I think we pan out to the number of you going to get your drinks. Do you eventually follow them and try to catch up?
Can I go to bed after this? Like,
You can go to
come
bed
on.
instead if you want. It's
Come
up to
on,
you.
guys. Let's go get the rest
Like
of
this
I know where
isn't
Whik is
fun.
going.
I do eventually want to go to bed, but I'd like to get a drink first.
Okay,
just
like
a
maybe one
celebratory.
drink, but maybe like one drink, but for real, like I'm going to bed. I've been up for 36 hours at this point. This is insane.
Can I wear some like monk robes now? If they don't
No,
have them,
Not yet.
if they don't have them, I've made some makeshift ones. I've run out, got the curtains from my
No,
from
you're
my
a, you're
house.
a tended one, so they're not in the habits yet. The first
Woven-
habits are for novices.
made-
All right,
he's made
I've
robes.
made my own then.
He's made robes woven together with tomato plant fiber.
Curtains.
All right. And with that, you have your just one drink, which probably begrudgingly turns into a couple.
All right, but this is the last one, like for real though.
And finally get your rest. And at this point, I have to ask,
Whik tries to sneak a few more.
Whik has plenty.
Go to
There's a lot
sleep.
in that
I
barrel.
will.
Come on.
You guys can't even finish it.
I'd like
as
to
hard as
do.
you try.
I'd like to do one thing before we rest.
Mhm.
I go back to my room. I put on my new robes, and I'd like to sit down with my flute, the magic flute that I got,
Yeah.
and drop my disguise
I knew it.
Yes.
and play on my flute. I read the item description, says I can
Yeah.
basically make whatever I want to.
Mhm.
I want to make a scene of other people like me, and just inside my room.
Can you describe that for anybody listening?
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew it.
Shea, and this is just players. Your characters obviously don't know this. Shea is a changeling, and came from a nomad band of changelings. So, like happy gypsy dancers with featureless faces and white hair, but very colorful clothing, covered wagons, and bright green fields. And as I finish, I just kind of watch them, and a little proud tear rolls down my face, and then I go to bed.
Okay. Anything else?
Fine, don't trust me.
For
Whatever.
anybody? Before you go to bed?
Nope. That's all.
Completely knackered.
Just passed out, probably
Gotta
still in the
tend to
brew house.
tomatoes.
Yeah. Still in the
Gotta tend
cellar.
to the garden.
Got to tend to the garden.
Didn't even crawl out of the cellar. Just.
We hope you've enjoyed our date night together. Remember, you can really help us out by subscribing, rating, and reviewing on whatever platform you use to listen to us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again in 1 week.